supply and demand remain broadly balanced, even as growth accelerates. The pace of growth, nonetheless, remains below longer-run averages of around 2%. A particular concern is investment, which has been contracting for 4 consecutive quarters. A stronger investment performance is a prerequisite for sustained higher growth. And although we continue to expect an investment recovery, its scale and speed will be a key indicator of South Africa's longer-run economic prospects. The risks to the growth outlook are assessed as balanced. Moving to inflation, headline eased to 4.4% in August, a 3-year low and close to the middle of our target range. Our forecast suggests this progress will be sustained, with inflation contained below the 4.5% midpoint.
Right, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Is the South African interest rate decisions in terms of cutting the interest rate alive from the daily money markets?
Deep in
this is the 19th of September.
Supported by the
Yesterday was the drop of the interest rate from the United States. And we are always follow, after those type of
to the US
cuts.
dollar, an appreciation of nearly 2% relative to our July assumption. This contributes to fuel pricing, which helps keep headline inflation below 4% through the first half of next year. As usual, we will look through this near-term supply shock, focusing on the medium-term outlook. Lower headline inflation also reflects a better food price outlook, with inflation for this category below the midpoint through 2025 and 2026. However, these benefits are partly offset by higher electricity prices, with an expected inflation rate more than double that of headline. For core inflation, we expect the trajectory to be slightly below 4.5% over the medium term. Again, this is primarily due to the exchange rate, which affects core inflation mainly through import prices. Services inflation, meanwhile, is expected to stabilize near the midpoint early next year, after a stretch of prints above 4.5%. This partly reflects subdued housing inflation, which has accelerated less than expected this year. Lower inflation expectations also contribute to the improved.
We are streaming live from the daily money markets.
To the latest survey,
it is the interest rates
are still in the top half of the target range
Bank.
at 4.8%.
We can see the president of South African Reserve Bank, Mr. Lisesha.
They are nonetheless moving,
who is live on the podium
in the right direction.
Again, we always follow the United States.
Headline inflation
in terms of the interest rate
cuts.
Levels. And they cut yesterday with the 50 basis points, and we are expecting
expectations
today how much they're going to cut when it comes to South Africa.
The risks to inflation are assessed as balanced. Against this backdrop, the MPC decided to reduce the policy rate by 25 basis points to 8% per annum, with effect from the 20th of September. In discussing the stance, MPC members
MPC decided to cut with a 25 basis points.
A 25 basis point cut and a 50 basis point cut. The MPC ultimately reached consensus on 25 basis points, agreeing that a less restrictive stance was consistent with sustainably lower inflation over the medium term. The forecast sees rates moving towards neutral next year, stabilizing slightly above 7%. As before, The rate path from the quarterly projection model remains a broad policy guide changing from meeting to meeting. Decisions of the MPC will continue to be data dependent and
Here it is,
sensitive to the
25
balance
basis
of
points
risks
cut
to the outlook.
from
There
President
are
of South
scenarios
African
where
Reserve Bank,
inflation could
Risesha
undershoot the
Kganyago.
baseline forecast
Let's actually check
if
it out
oil
what's going on
prices
in terms
are
of
lower
Johannesburg Stock Exchange.
or
How's the
the
stocks are
exchange rate
standing at the
applies.
time? All right. Okay. Where is Stock Exchange? Let's do this. All right. Here it is. We are looking at Johannesburg Stock Exchange in terms of the stocks. You can see all properties share it's 0.49% in terms of gain. I think now the stocks are gaining. We're gonna go again and check maybe also USD ZAR, USD ZAR to find out what a USD ZAR is doing. But we see everything on Johannesburg Stock Exchange is showing really greens at the moment. 1.7% in terms of all share price, kept share again 1.7% again, kept share, again 1.68% gains, tradable property 0.35% gain, top 40 1.84%, really favors the economists that are participating in Johannesburg Stock Exchange. I can't see the bond. I can't see what the bond are actually, are performing at the moment. But for now, let's look. Maybe we can get USD ZAR. What the USD ZAR is actually performing. Is it? We're gonna jump into USD ZAR just a moment. All right, let's get on the USD ZAR. I don't know if it is this one. Should be no. This is 85. Here we go. USD ZAR. This is pretty much how USD ZAR it's actually looking at the particular time. You can see 17.43 to a dollar. We are coming from 17.60 something. That's really good news. Look where we're coming from 17.98 getting to 18. Now it's below 17.50, 17.43. The rand to a dollar really performing good regarding the announcement of the interest rate from President of Reserve Bank of South Africa, Dr. Lesesha Kganyago. All right, I think it's all. I think it's done. They are actually the 25
Good
basis
afternoon,
points.
Governor, and the rest of the panel. My name is Ntando Tsukwana from Bloomberg News. Governor, just on your comments around the rand and the fact that it has rallied, you have a baseline forecast of 18 rand or 4, and I'm just wondering how that affects your outlook for prices and further easing. And then my other question is on the differentials in the SARB's real rate and the US's real rate. Just at what level would you be comfortable for that gap to be? How much cushion would you
All
need?
right, problem. Uh, I think that's it. Thanks a lot for tuning in. That was live analysis of Reserve Bank President Resesha Khanyaku who has cut interest rate for 25 basis points. So that's it. We are going live again on the New York session and analyze the market in terms of New York session. Let's go.